Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Raila Odinga visited the Senate Assembly, and he is declaring that now powers should be transferred from National Assembly to the Senate Assembly. Because now clearly you can tell how the National Assembly is literally behaving contrary to the Constitution that they should protect. Raila Odinga has been always lethal against these members of parliament in terms of CDF. Categorically, what Raila Odinga is trying to do, he is a man in a mission. His mission is very clear. That now powers is going to be transferred, that Kenyans will depend on the Senate Assembly, not the National Assembly. I want you to listen to Raila Odinga's argument towards, of course, this issue of the National Assembly behaving contrary to the Constitution, and now he's proposing that powers should be directed to the Senate Assembly. Expect a war in between the National Assembly and Senate. But is Raila Odinga going to win this? I want you to listen to him. But before we listen to him, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, please consider liking the video. Thank you so much for that like.
Senate need to play its role, just as the National Assembly also has its role to play. You know, we have got countries with a similar constitutional structure, and it works very well. So we'd like to see our Senate work just like the Senate of the United States of America is working. And give it proper powers and responsibilities. The same thing. So the National Assembly has also its sphere. And we say the National Assembly should do its work. And together, both National Assembly and the Senate form the Parliament. And the Parliament's role is to represent, to legislate, and to oversight.
After listening to him, as he visited the Senate today, remember earlier on, Raila claimed that the National Assembly imeshikwa makende, haina makende tena. Now the argument of Raila Odinga is portraying the National Assembly as useless as you can see. Listen to it.
Tusipojihadhari na kujikinga, tunaweza kurudi katika utawala kama ile ambayo ya zamani. Jamaa anataka kurudisha Kenya kule. Ndimuona kwanza alianza kwanza na bunge. Bunge wameshika mateke sasa. Bunge haina nguvu. Imehasiwa. Bunge imefanya makende. Haina makende tena. Bunge sasa, sheria inatoka Ikulu na inapitishwa kwa bunge siku hiyo. Hakuna bunge. Bunge kazi yao sio ni mambo ya CDF, kugawanya CDF na kupewa pesa kwenda usafiri huko Australia.
But again, on the other side, I want to agree with Raila in one thing. We don't have members of parliament. We have sycophants. We expect and trust the National Assembly. But when you compare with what they are doing, they are no longer representing Kenyans. They are no longer oversighting the government. They are no longer legislating. What these members of parliament are doing is eventually making themselves engage themselves into the deals. And that is why Raila Odinga is trying to say, let this CDF be given to the county governments. Members of parliament cannot do an oversight work. On the same note, they are the one controlling some development and projects. Mashinani. Raila wants them to surrender the CDF and the road maintenance levy, RML. But these members of parliament declared last month that anyone who is going to touch the CDF is a man who is against the people. But on this side, Raila is saying, this is, of course, this CDF thing is going to be a campaign tool against these members of parliament. Are you getting that? So, as far as we are concerned, you can take to the bank that the direction Raila Odinga is taking is like he has given up with the members of parliament. And is like trusting now the Senate Assembly. But is the National Assembly going to accept the Senate to be more trusted in this country? But of course, the common Mwananchi will more trust. You know, today, I might have about 60% trusting the Senate Assembly. More than even the National Assembly, I can give 20%. Because the members of parliament there, MPs, they are sycophants. One, they claim they oversight the government, but they are drinking tea, sleeping on the same bed with the government of the day. How will you oversight the government? Oversighting the government doesn't mean you fight the government. Oversighting the government, it means muna peruse, wakifanya hii, budget iko aje, kila kitu hii pesa waliweka pale inafanya kazi aje. That is an oversight. Yani oversight. But what these members of parliament are doing, they are project managers, they are contractors, they are everything. On the same note, you expect them to oversight. It is not making sense. Kenyans, it is not making sense. And these members of parliament must be told, if they are not going to shape up, then we are going to shape them. By ensuring we are going to have a body, and that is the Senate, that will clearly peruse the needs of the people. They will oversight, legislate, and represent. And some powers that members of parliament are playing with should be transferred to the Senate Assembly. And by the way, when you look at even the Senate, the majority of them there, they are matured people. But in the National Assembly, we have a majority of them, maybe their age equal you, but they are not mature politically and in terms of leadership of representation, legislation, and oversight. Are you getting that? And that is the truth of the matter. But the question I'm asking, is Raila Odinga going to win this? I can tell you, there's a fight that is looming in between Raila and the members of parliament. And already you can see, members of parliament are declaring Raila Odinga as an enemy to the people. Because Raila wants this CDF to be crafted off. And the road maintenance levy, RML, to be crafted off. Are you getting that? But these members of parliament are saying, no. If you try and succeed, you go against the people. You try and defeat us, you are against the people. And you can see how they're coming up to revamp. Are you getting that? So, things are not good for these members of parliament. And members of parliament, the National Assembly has turned to be a market for madmen and women. What do you think, Kenyans? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video till we meet in another video.